Audience. Sharif.
All right. Hey, my name is Sharif Powell, and I'm going to be talking to you about how video games affect human behavior. 97% of Americans, well, both kids and adults, actually play video games at least an hour a day. That's anything from like mobile games, console games, social games, the works. But I actually really want to go into like how that actually affects human behavior. So, for example, there's a study that was recently done in 2011 where 93% of American workers actually play a lot of social games on their phone or on their Androids or tablet devices to relieve stress. Like, for example, Angry Birds. One story that I was reading about, or an article, was about a businessman. He plays Angry Birds because he gets so racked up in doing papers and stuff. He'll take like 5 to 20 minute breaks, and he'll just play Angry Birds, and he'll come back and he'll have less stress, and he'll be able to go throughout his day as usual. Which is actually really cool because there's also other like it actually like shows like how video games can also teach children or kids as well. There was another study actually just done last year, and it actually showed that there was a 57% increase in problem solving skills with kids that played video games, and it also boosts creativity levels. So that's also really interesting because video games are such a big part of a lot of people's lives now, or big part of my life, big part of a lot of people's lives, because we can't, from the ages of like from 2 to 17, people are people are playing games even beyond that. But that's just for anything from a kid to an adolescent, like a teenager or whatever. It's the ages are in between 2 to 17. That's when most people start pick up a game. So a game that I would actually like to talk about actually is a game that I played growing up as a kid, and one that really impacted me was Tales of Symphonia, which is a Japanese RPG, which is JRPG for short, and it's about a main character called Lloyd Irving, and he lives in this world called Silverant, which is currently in decline, and it's a world that is dying, and the game actually centers around this girl who is, supposedly the chosen, and she's supposed to go and regenerate the world. But to go more in depth about it, the game teaches a lot about like moral responsibilities and like things that a lot of people. It's a lot of common sense knowledge, but as a younger kid growing up, it's something that you wouldn't really think too much about. Like for me, when I played it in middle school, I was around the age of 12 or 13, and when I played it, I went into it like, yo, this is gonna be this is another adventure or whatever, been on there before. But one of the points of the game that really struck a chord with me is the main character, Lord Irving. He has a best friend, and by the name of Genus, and his best friend actually gets discriminated by other people because he is a different race from the main character. The main character is a human, whereas his best friend is like a half elf type person. But he gets discriminated a lot, and there's a lot of recurring themes of like discrimination. What is morally right versus what is morally wrong. Those are a lot of things like as a kid I did not, I wouldn't even think about at the age of like 12 or 13, 12 or 13. But playing through that was a huge experience for me because it actually lets me, you actually gain a lot of insight, not just on just how discrimination stuff goes, just by the game standards. It's a lot of it's reflected back, in what we deal in day-to-day life. It's the discrimination, that could be among races, that could be among ethnicities, that it could go a wide spectrum of ranges. And it's really, what was encouraging for me was that you got to see the main character learn how to deal with these problems, and how he ended up resolving, issues amongst people, and it's really enlightening to see that happen. For me, it really changed the way I thought of how to approach people, how to interact with people, and things of that nature. So what I'm leaving you here with today is, if video games have that much of an impact on today's society and today's youth and culture, why not everyone, look a little bit deeper into it? So I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. I'm Sharif out, and have a nice day.